Sa video natin ngayon mga maestro ay pag-usapan naman natin itong tungkol sa revised guidelines on class and work suspension in schools during disasters and emergencies. Particularly po, ang madalas naman natin dito na experience is yung tungkol sa mga bagyo and sa mga heavy rainfall. Alright, pero bago natin umpisahan ang pagtalakayan mga maestro, nais ko munang batiin po ang lahat ng mga solid El Maestro subscriber natin dyan ng isang maligayang Pasko po sa inyong lahat mga maestro. Ayan, so may SRI man o wala. Ayan, ang mahalaga po ay masaya po tayo nagdiriwang ng ating Pasko, no? Merry Christmas po muli sa inyong lahat diyan mga maestro. Ayan, medyo maulan ang ating panahon. Ayan, kumusta po kayo diyan? Ayos lang po ba kayo? Ayan, so syempre si El Maestro ay walang holiday. So kahit December 25 ay magbibigay pa rin tayo ng mga updates sa mga balita po para always tayong updated sa mga nangyayari, especially po ngayon sa Department of Education. Ayan, so kung ikaw ay isang solid El Maestro subscriber, paki-comment naman po dyan sa comment section natin ang isang hashtag Merry Christmas. Ayan, no, para magbati naman natin ang bawat isa po mga maestro. So comment po kayo dyan sa comment section po natin ng hashtag Merry Christmas. Alright, so nabanggit ko na kanina, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon mga maestro ay itong bagong DepEd order, no? Ibinaba po siya noong December 23, 2024. Ito po yung DepEd Order number 22 Series 2024 or yung revised guidelines on class and work suspension in schools during disasters and emergencies. Ayan, pero syempre, hindi ko na po isa-isahin ito mga maestro kasi medyo mahaba. Pupunta na po tayo dun sa pinaka-importanting part nitong DepEd order na ito mga maestro. Well, ito po ay napakahalaga, napakahalaga kasi po ito po ay mag-take effect na, alam ko, no? Mag-take effect na po ito. Ayan. So, mahalaga pong malaban natin ano ba yung mga bagong guidelines pag tayo ay magkakansela po ng klase po mga maestro. Ito po yung scope mga maestro. The following guidelines require all public schools and DepEd operated community learning centers under the Alternative Learning System or ALS to strictly comply with the provisions of this order. So, ibig sabihin, obliged po tayo lahat dito, no? Wala tayong magagawa kundi sumunod po sa DepEd order na ito. Lahat po ng public schools and DepEd-operated community learning centers. Ayan. And sa mga private schools naman po, private schools, private ALS providers, and basic education units of state, local universities, and colleges, SUCs, LUCs may opt to adopt the guidelines provided herein. Ayan. So, yun. Yun po yung scope po nitong DepEd Order number 22 Series of 2024. Ayan. So, ito po ang pinakamahalagang part. Ayan. The following are possible reasons for the suspension of classes and or work in schools. Ayan. Dito na po tayo mag-focus po mga maestro. The suspension of classes due to typhoons and tropical cyclones will follow Pag-asa's tropical cyclone wind signal and Executive Order number 66 Series 2012. Ayan. So, Pag-asa tropical cyclone. Ayan po mga maestro. For tropical cyclone number 1, classes for kindergarten in the affected area shall be automatically suspended. Ayan. So, pag signal number 1 naman po yan mga maestro. Pag signal number 2 naman, face-to-face classes for kindergarten, elementary to junior high school, or grade 10 in the affected area shall automatically suspended provided that the elementary and junior high school will shift to modular distance learning performance task projects or make up classes based on the learning service continuity plan to ensure that learning competencies are met. Next naman po, pag tropical cyclone wind signal number 3 and above, classes and work in all levels in the affected area shall be automatically suspended. So, malinaw po dito mga maestro, no? Kung ito ba yung iintindihin po natin, sa signal number 2, may pasok po ang senior high school. Ayan. Kasi mga nakita ko may nag-react na doon sa mga posts. Ayan, bakit ang senior high school hindi kasama? Malinaw po nakalagay dito, hanggang junior high school lamang po. Pero, take note, suspended ang face-to-face, pero mag-shift sa modular distance learning. Ibig sabihin, module po ang mga bata kapag tropical cyclone signal number 2 ang dineclare po mga maestro. So, yon. So, modular distance learning. Hindi talaga totally cancel po ang klase. Yung face-to-face lamang po ang kansilado sa signal number 2. Now, pag signal number 3 naman is talagang lahat ng levels ay suspended na po ang klase. Ayan. If the tropical cyclone wind signal is issued at a time when classes have already begun, the school shall immediately suspend the classes and work and send everyone home if it is safe to do so. However, schools are obligated to keep the students and personnel safe in school if traveling has become unsafe. Next po, yung letter B. Ayan. Ito mahalaga din to. Yung heavy rainfall and flood. Ayan. Suspension of classes for heavy rainfall will depend on the rainfall warning by the Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical Astronomical Services Administration o PAGASA. Ayan. Alamin naman po natin kailan ba magsususpend kapag may mga heavy rainfall. Ayan. Ito po yung heavy rainfall warning, yellow warning. Ayan. For areas in the province, city, municipality with torrential rains, flooding, and based on the assessment of the school, the learners and personnel are still exposed to various risks. The SDS shall coordinate with the local government unit for localized school suspensions. Ayan. The local chief executive shall decide on the suspension of the face-to-face classes and work in schools provided that schools will shift to modular distance learning, performance task projects, or make-up classes based on their LSCP to ensure that learning competencies are met. Ayan po. Ano po? So, yellow warning. Pwede po hindi pa siya automatically suspended. Ano po mga kamaestro? Kung intindihin po natin itong mabuti, hindi siya automatically suspended. So, mag-i-issue muna po ng class suspension ang LGU in coordination with the school's division superintendent. And mag-issue po sa modular class po ang mga bata. Alright? Next po, ayan, orange or red warning rainfall. Ayan. The school head shall immediately suspend classes and work from kindergarten to grade 12 and ALS and send everyone home if it is safe to do so. However, schools are obligated to keep the learners and personnel safely in school if traveling has become unsafe. So, malinaw po pag orange or red warning, kanselado po ang klase from kindergarten hanggang grade 12. Next naman po, ayan, orange and red warning pa rin. Ayan. Classes and work from kindergarten to grade 12 and ALS are automatically suspended in schools. Ayan. Next, earthquakes. Ayan. Earthquakes naman po tayo. Suspension of classes and work due to earthquakes will depend on the earthquake intensity as reported by the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology or PBOX. Ayan. Intensity 5 and below, the local chief executive shall decide on the suspension of face-to-face classes and work. For localized school suspension, the SDS shall coordinate with the LGUs provided that schools will shift to modular distance learning, performance task projects, or make-up classes based on their LSCP to ensure that learning competencies are met. Alright, so yan naman po yung para sa intensity 5 and below. Next po is intensity 6 and below or above. No, intensity 6 and above. Classes and work in all levels are automatically suspended in all public schools, including ALS, in cases where an earthquake happens while learners are in school. Safety procedures shall initially be undertaken before sending everyone home. However, schools are obligated to keep the learners and personnel safely in school if traveling has become unsafe. So, ibig sabihin, pag intensity 6 po, automatically suspended na po ang klase in all levels. Alright? Ayan. Next naman, ayan, ito pala. If an earthquake of intensity 6 or higher occurs, the school head shall request from the competent authorities, Department of Public Works and Highways, local building officials, division engineers, and other competent professionals to assess the school building before allowing students and personnel to return. Ayan. Sa mga power outages naman po, power interruptions, there will be no automatic suspension of classes in the event that there are power outages, interruptions, or brownout. So wala po sa power outages or mga brownout. Next naman, ito naman po yung sa extreme heat condition. Ayan. There will be no automatic suspension of classes due to extreme heat conditions. However, in case of unbearable heat, the local chief executive may still exercise its authority to facilitate localized class suspension based on the situation in their localities. The SDS shall coordinate with the LGUs for localized school suspensions provided that school will shift to modular distance learning, performance task projects, or make-up classes to ensure that learning competencies are met. So, malinaw po dito mga kamaestro, walang automatic suspension po sa extreme heat condition. Ayan, malapit na naman po ang extreme heat condition. Siguro magpasok ng March and April. Ayan, pupunta naman tayo sa heat index. Ayan. So, wala pong automatic suspension. So, same pa rin po. Depende pa rin po sa LGU in coordination with the school's division superintendent. Alright, next naman. Ito naman po yung for low air quality. Yung mga volcanic fog, mga smog. Ano po mga kamaestro? Ayan. Pag ang air quality daw po ay between 55.1 to 90, ayan, hindi tayo masyado familiar pa dito mga kamaestro, pero basahin na rin natin, ano po. So, pagka between 55.1 to 90 po yung air quality index level, the local chief executive shall decide on the suspension of face-to-face classes. The SDS shall coordinate with the LGUs for localized school suspensions provided that schools will shift to modular distance learning, performance tasks, projects, or makeup classes based on their LSCP to ensure that learning competencies are met. Alright, so yan naman po yung para sa air quality na 55.1 to 90. Alright, next naman po, ito naman is 2.5 to 91, emergency maroon. Ayan, classes and work shall be automatically suspended. Ayan, so mahalaga po, nakamonitor din po tayo sa P-Box. Ano po? Kasi ang alam po natin, P-Box po ang nag-declare nitong mga ganitong mga signal. Ano po mga ka-maestro? Alright, next. Ayan. So, other emergencies and hazards. Hindi na mo natin yan isa-isain mga ka-maestro. So, so far, yun po yung pinakamahalaga. Ano po? Yun po yung pinakamahalagang part nitong DepEd order na ito. Alright, so muli po, yan po yung kabuuan ng DepEd Order number 22, Series 2024. Ito po yung tungkol sa revised guidelines of class suspension in school and work. Ano po, mga ka-maestro. Okay? So, dito ko natatapusin itong ating video ngayon, mga ka-maestro. Muli, Merry Christmas po sa lahat. Yan, binabati ko po ang lahat ng isang maligayang Pasko. Kung di ka pa nakakapag-subscribe, click mo na ang subscribe button yan para ikaw yung unang nakakapanood ng mga videos na ina-upload natin. Katulad dito, yung mga updates pa rin about sa DepEd and other benefits sa mga teachers and government employees. And syempre, click mo na rin ang notification bell button para ma-notify ka, always updated ka pag may mga bago tayong uploaded na videos. So muli, maraming salamat sa inyong panonood at pakikinig. Once again, El Maestro. See you on my next vlog. Bye-bye!
1, 2, 3, come on!